How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the show and thank you for tuning in. It's good to be back in front of the camera here in YouTube land, and I'm glad you're here as well. I just wanted to take a few moments to recap what I picked up throughout the summer. My daughter starts school next week, so the summer feels like it's officially coming to a close, sadly. But I thought it would be fun to just put some piles together and show you what I picked up. These are going to be my summertime pickups, and I'll kick it off with Sonic Team Racing for the PS4. In a previous video months back, I mentioned that we rented this from our local library, and we had so much fun. Of course, I had to give it back eventually, but I decided to just look for this on Mercari. I got a good deal on it. It's like less than $10. We still play it a lot. This and Crash Team Racing, still in the regular rotation there. It's a very fun racing game. And I'm trying to organize these and think about what occurred in chronological order throughout the summer. I believe this pile is next. This was from a garage sale. Never find games at a garage sale. But finally, I came across somebody who had just a ton of games. And it was a mix of stuff that was kind of overpriced, and some of it was fairly priced. And got to talking with the guy. He used to collect and decided to bundle a few things, and I feel like I got a pretty good deal overall. So each one of these things has a story to it, sort of. First thing, Phantasy Star 2 cartridge and manual. He had all these cartridge games loose, but with the manual in a Ziploc bag. A lot of games he had were like this. Anyway, Phantasy Star 2 with manual. This was marked really, really low. This was like $20, something like that. I believe it was $20. It's been a while, but I think that's what it was. Next, bunch of Game Boy Advance games, some of which I already had. I'll just show you this manual first for the Minish Cap. Again, he had the cartridge and the manual in a Ziploc. I got that. I got Metroid Fusion manual and cartridge in its Ziploc bag. Hey, you know what I almost forgot to mention? Josh Moore made this for me a while back, which means I could finally put these back into their rightful home. And then another one here. Metroid Zero Mission cartridge and manual. Notice I'm showing you the cartridge here because for Minish Cap and Metroid Fusion, I already had the cartridges. Last but not least, as far as Game Boy Advance goes, the Phantasy Star collection with the manual there. Why doesn't the Phantasy Star collection include Phantasy Star 4?
Are you serious?
So anyway, all of these were really, really reasonable. I don't remember the dollar amount, but I wound up selling off the duplicate cartridges there. And I think the combination of selling those two cartridges basically made up for everything here. And I got this for nothing, practically nothing. That doesn't sound right. I got them for very cheap, though. So that ended up, being a good deal overall. You know how it is. Sometimes you have to buy in a lot and try to sell the stuff you don't need to recoup your expense there. So that's how that went. Zero Mission, by the way, I started playing that. It's fantastic. I'm like, I don't know, an hour and a half to 2 hours in. I always thought that this was just original Metroid with a map. And it kind of is, and it's really, really not. It's really, really not. It's a very different game. That's fantastic. I'm loving it so far. This, I think, was also at the garage sale. I don't know. It was a few bucks, so I took it because I don't have it, and it's a black box game. So yeah, Gumshoe. I think that's what did it for the garage sale. That was nice to see, because I never find anything practically at a garage sale. Next, I think, is Altered Beast. And this I got in a trade with another fellow YouTuber friend, Retro Gamer Knee. I will leave a link below in the description to his channel. But this has been in and out of the collection a couple times, and decided to get it again because I feel like that's sort of a must-have for the Sega Genesis collector. Skipping over here, this was something that popped up on Facebook Marketplace, I believe, for very cheap. I think I already had the loose cartridge, but somebody was selling a complete copy of Mario Tennis. So the Mario Tennis will go into the trade or sell pile, and it's nice to get, it's nice to complete a Nintendo 64 game here, and of course it always cleans up really nicely in the box protector. Next one, it's just Castlevania 4, Super Castlevania 4, that I got a good deal on Mercari. I've been kind of keeping an eye open for it. It's like a must-have. It's been a gap in my collection. I've been playing tons and tons of Castlevania lately, which I'll get to a little bit later in this video, but I recently beat Harmony of Dissonance and Aria of Sorrow on the Game Boy Advance, and I've been just working my way through a bunch of Castlevania games, which brings me to my... No, it's not. We aren't going to talk about that. Anyway, let me pull it off the shelf. I think I already talked about this one in a previous video. I'm working my way through Symphony of the Night. I'm something like 50% done. And I think it's probably not too much of a spoiler at this point to know that that means I'm roughly a quarter of the way through the game, because I think a complete game is 200%. Rondo of Blood is also on here, fantastic, but Castlevania Symphony of the Night is as enjoyable as everybody makes it out to be. Fantastic time. Thought that was worth mentioning, although it's not a summertime pickup, or maybe it was. I don't know anymore. Next, we have a couple of Game Gear games that came to me as a surprise gift from friend of the show and fellow YouTuber Bilbo Baggins. We have Super Columns, and we have Jurassic Park, which was one of 6 Game Gear games that I had growing up, and I'm really delighted to get that back in the collection. Brings back a lot of memories. So thank you so much once again, Bill. Really, really appreciate it. Here's another fun garage sale one. This is a game that I picked up for, yes, $1. I thought it was just the case at first. The game is in fact in there. It is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I don't have a Nintendo Switch yet. However, I do intend on getting one this holiday season. It's something that I feel like I should get for my kid and I to enjoy. I think when I do get a Switch, I'm probably just going to focus on the first party or exclusive games for the Switch. There's a lot we're missing out on there. You know, the Mario Karts, the Mario games, the Zeldas, the Splatoon, all that first party goodness from Nintendo, Luigi's Mansion, etc. Yeah, $1. Fantastic deal. Probably the deal of the summer there. Next, we've got the Sega Genesis collection for the PS4. There are tons and tons of extras on here. Lots and lots of games that I don't have in the collection otherwise on the cartridge. And it's really convenient to play it on the PS4. This is a good collection of games. Okay, highly recommended. And last, are we already on the last game? It's going to be kind of a boring one. Maybe for you, not so much for me. It's Twin Cobra, a complete copy of Twin Cobra, my favorite game on the Sega Genesis. I already had a copy that was cartridge and box, and I've been on the lookout for a complete copy since it is my favorite game, like I said. So I finally have that there with the manual. A really, really good copy. It's got the hang tab, which is a nice bonus. And for me, so thrilled to have that in complete form. So there we go. There we have it. We kind of just did rapid fire for you there. These are my summertime pickups. Really, really happy to be back in YouTube land. Not as happy that the summer is coming to an end, but hey, that's life. Hope to see you again soon, and take it easy.